Morton's was founded in 1919, started out as a confectionery company and selling tobacco to a lot of gas stations, convenience stores. As gas stations and some convenience stores started to build kitchens in the back and start to prepare food for people, Morton slowly got into the food service, starting with dry mixes, dry dressings, etc. And now full line food distribution service, over 7,000 items, serving over 1,000 customers. Currently we've got 23 reps on the road, 3 regional managers and 1 district sales manager.
Spice pickling ground, 41404. Pick one each.
Pick one, confirm.
We went through a pretty extensive discovery process. We looked at, I think it was a total of 5 different software solutions, and we narrowed it down to VAI's S2K. So we had a really good team with VAI for our implementation. Project manager worked with us to not only go over the standard features or what was available in S2K, but also helped us through a lot of customizations and modifications that we wanted to see specifically in our solution.
When our rep is in front of a customer, they usually bring up their order entry screen. We have a certain order guide for our customer that's in there, so it's all the previous products that they've ordered in the past. It's our old system, you wouldn't be able to see last margin or any history on that product that customer has purchased. In S2K, with a simple click of a button, you can see past history all the way from the first time they bought it, whether it was 2 months ago or 4 years ago. You can see where the price started from that time, how that's either grown or declined through the purchasing process. You can adjust margin on the spot. The good thing is our reps live on the screen can see where their commission base is either growing or declining depending on where the margin is set. So it's a perfect way for reps to know what they're doing. If there's any goals that need to be hit, it's all in that one screen so they can adjust accordingly. There are some customers that let us do our own inventory, go in and make up our own order. And that's where the mobile app comes in very handy, where you can walk around the actual restaurant in the inventory, in the freezer, in the cooler with your mobile device, whether that's a phone or a tablet, and actually key in the order live while you're sitting there looking at the inventory. It reduces the risk of missing a certain item when you're doing it manually, writing on a piece of paper. You could forget something, you could, write down the wrong number, and then you're going back and rekeying that in. When you have the mobile device in your hand, it's sort of bulletproof in terms of making sure that order is accurate.
01201.
Check 8 Whiskey Papa Romeo.
Pick one.
Pick one, confirm.
01201.
Dynamics have changed since we've implemented S2K. We're more efficient with what we're doing versus what we did before. Through this whole process, the biggest difference is I have traceability of that item from the time it hits the door until the time we actually sell it to the customer, and up to and including when it's delivered to the customer. Recently, over the last couple of years, we brought on OmniTrax, which is better known as RoadNet. We interface with S2K with that product, and as we get orders in, we export them out to RoadNet, and then we start to maximize our routes. When orders are ready, we push them out to Voxware through an FTP process. Once Voxware receives it, it assigns tasks. Order assemblers will go out and pick it. Once they've picked all of the product, it sends a file back to S2K, which at that point we can invoice the products right away. About a year ago, we started to use proof of delivery. When our drivers go to a customer, we're scanning off each piece off the truck. The nice thing about POD is if it can't be scanned, so there's no barcodes or whatnot on the order, you can manually override it, by touch button. The other place where it's really helped us out on is if for whatever reason a product is returned at that time of delivery, so a damaged product, driver damaged a product, you short it on the POD, and then what happens is it automatically generates a return authorization, so then it can be processed. So now there's no miscommunication between the driver and our customer service people who would normally put in the return authorization. So it's kind of streamlined that process quite a bit.
01201.
Check Charlie 045.
Pick one.
Pick 1, confirm.
Something that was very new to us was the suggested purchasing module. In our older system, we were doing all of our purchasing using paper. So you had your inventory on one piece and you had your sales on another piece, and you're trying to do the math in your head, and it was a laborious task to do on a daily basis. I love the suggested purchasing module because everything that you need, all the data that you need to make an informed decision is right there. You can get pretty much anything you want with a couple clicks. It comes up with a suggestion for you. The other thing that I really like about that particular module is if you ever are wondering how the system came up with a suggestion, it gives you that information. Just one click on the analysis tab and you can see how everything is calculated. If you have any further questions from there, you know where to dig. We found it very useful with the usage adjustment screen to be able to make those adjustments when you know that you have a one-time buy, a one-time purchase. You can go adjust that out, make a comment so that anyone in the future knows why you made that decision. And then with one click of the button, it recalculates what your suggestion should be. So we've been very happy with that.
Predominantly, I do a lot of GL inquiries, and I'll review accounts receivable through the AR modules that are within S2K. As far as financial statement preparation goes, my staff will take care of that. A lot of financial statements, income statement, cash flow are predominantly the reports that I look at. If I'm doing a vendor analysis or I'm looking at purchase orders, there's various functions for pulling POs and PO information. I'll pull a lot of reporting from there. In addition, a lot of my inventory reports, turnovers, all come out of the analytics module. Having access to the information allows me to make better decisions. If I don't have information, it's relatively easy to ask someone to generate a report for me with the actual specs that I'm looking for and the criteria, and I'm able to be better informed to manage my team or to manage this company.
We actually use S2K Analytics for almost all of our reporting. If you have some basic SQL knowledge, and I'm talking basic, I had no experience creating reports when we started this project, but I've created, I'd say, a third of the reports that are going out now. It's a very simple process, it's intuitive, and there's a lot that you can do with the data.
This last year, we've seen the most growth we have in the company ever. We're not looking to stop today. We're looking to continue to grow. And you know what? Having a good platform like S2K on our side is really helping us. It's really helping the reps out there navigate through the system, provide better service to the customer, easier order entry, easier information to pull when needed. So everything's working out.